of course, let me do the introduction. I'm sitting on a pillow. I need to get up because I'm thinking that I look too short. I do. Let me sit back on it. I feel like I look too short, but I want to welcome you guys. Ooh, I want to welcome you guys to the Inspiration in 30. My name is Gloria Ward, and I'm the founder of the I'm Loving Me Project. And I am super excited to welcome you guys to our Pink Week. This is our first Pink Week for the I'm Loving Me Project, where we are celebrating all the amazing women who are survivors of breast cancer, who are currently in treatment, and those who have just been diagnosed and looking for some support. All this week, we are going to spread some love. You see the shirts that we have? We are going to spread some love, and we are going to spread some encouragement, and we are going to have some fun, and we are just going to connect and love on everyone this week. So I am so thankful and so happy that you guys decide to tune in. I hope you guys decide to participate in Pink Week. We are selling these shirts here, the love shirts. It comes in pink and black. I don't know why I keep doing it. It comes in pink and black. We are selling them to raise money for the Harbor of Hope Inc., which is a local breast cancer support group for women here in Atlanta. So we got these shirts made, and they're $25. Um, it is live. What you do is you go to the website pinkweek.imlovingme.net, and you can go ahead and just make a donation. When you make a donation, um, we ask that you make a donation of at least $5. The website says 20, but if you make a donation of at least $25, we'll send you a t-shirt. If you live in Atlanta, come out on Friday if you can and if you feel comfortable, and we will have your t-shirt there because we are going to have just a nice little 2 hour get together event where we're going to have a DJ, some music, and it's going to be virtual. It's going to be like a little virtual party where we can actually have a good time, so we can just fellowship and love on each other, and I get to see you guys. I don't like just being behind a computer and just, you know, saying, oh, she's the lady on the internet, right? Like, I love to hug, I love to laugh. Yeah, I know I love to cuss. I love to do all that stuff and tell stories, and I love to connect. So we will be doing things like that. So I'm happy that you guys are here, and also um, we're gonna have our Empower Her Soul on Sunday with our coach Ellie Carey, which she's going to talk about having unstoppable confidence. Because, of course, if you go through something like this, including, breast cancer or anything you're going through in your life, confidence is the biggest thing that you need. With love and confidence, you should be able to get through anything. And I promise you. So, I am excited about it. We're going to be talking about this all week. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to, do some Zumba exercising. At least I hope. I want to be able to get up early enough to do that on a Saturday. And we're just going to love on each other and have some fun. So, I would appreciate all of the donations that you guys make. Go to pinkweek.imlovingme.net. We're going to present to Harbor of Hope the money that we raise. We're trying to raise $5,000. That is our goal, because if you saw the interview, they support the women who currently got diagnosed, who are in treatment, and who are actually survivors. Only because what we don't know is that these ladies have multiple surgeries. They need caretakers. There's some of the things that they can't do for themselves. And it's not just a one time thing. And that's the thing that she explained to us, that this stuff goes on and on and on. So they're after they're diagnosed and they're treated and it goes into remission, they're still battling. They still have to do things, and with COVID and everything happening, you're also dealing with the wait time and all that stuff. So we want to be able to contribute and offer some help and some support and things like that. So I really hope that you guys participate and help us raise the money, and then you can see where your money goes. We're going to give the money straight to them. We invested in the shirts to get you to participate, and then we're just going to give them the money, and we're going to let God do his thing. So I'm happy about that. So what I wanted to talk about today, though, is the whole fact, if you don't like where you are, it's temporary, right? If you don't like where you are, it's temporary. The reason why I came up with that topic is because this weekend, of course, I was getting prepared for the Pink Week, but at the same time, I was trying to get some rest and get my stuff together. And I read a lot. So I came across this uh, uh, paragraph I found in the Science of Mind, which I love, because to me, the Science of Mind, it tells you the Bible stories. I told you guys I don't know the Bible, but it tells you the Bible stories, and it gives you some good things about, hey, Deborah, about, how you compare it to real life and how you really connect with God, right? So I had the paragraph, but I always write it down because I always forget what page I'm on. But it's one of the things that I wrote down that I want to talk to you guys about. And it said, the reason a man or a woman has difficulty in throwing off some weakness of character while believing in spirit implicitly and having faith that he or she is going to overcome his limitation is because he has not induced the necessary images in his or her mind. If he had, he would have overcome his trouble. Thinking of his weakness keeps the images of it before him. Constantly thinking that where we are is where we're going to stay is the reason why we still in the situation we in. Constantly thinking that it is going to be hard to come out of a situation will make it hard to come out of a situation. Constantly thinking that it is somebody else's fault as to why you're living the way you live in will keep you in a situation where you're going to continue to live the way you live. Does that make sense? So when I read that, and it's so crazy because what they do is like they give you like these little examples where they say like you know when you look at the story of the Exodus, right, where the people were coming out of Egypt. Well, they say the people were enslaved in Egypt, and you could take that mentality as, the people were under a system. And that system that they were under a system that said, this is what you have to do. This is who you are. You cannot grow no bigger than this. Someone is always going to be over you. Someone is always going to be crushing you. Here's your thoughts and dreams, and you're never going anywhere. Right? So those people believed that that was their life. Right? They taught their kids that they can never be anything outside of a slave. They told themselves that they can never do or have anything because of the environment that they were in. But the crazy part is that they believed in a God that said that you can have anything you want and you can have dominion over everything, and you have dominion over everything, and you are more than a conqueror, and you can live your life to the fullest. But at the same time, you believed the myth that was standing right in front of you. Isn't that crazy? Right? So you have this imbalance going on where on one hand, we are told that we could do anything that we want to do. But then on the other, we believe that somebody got our foot on our necks. And so we don't believe that we can achieve, do, or have all those things that we want. And so what they were saying is that when you look at the concept of Egypt, you're looking at the concept of, you know, being under being under someone else's rule and mental mind state, where you just go along and you follow the program because you believe that that is your life, right? And so you operate that way. You go to work, you believe that you know, you have a boss and that boss has a boss and you're there to get your paycheck, right? And then you come home and you use it, then you go back and then you know, you go with your boss. There's always somebody controlling you, right? There's always somebody that is dictating how you live and what you do. But at the same time, you believe you could do bigger and better things, right? And then when shit hits the fan and things go crazy, we sit up there and we tell ourselves, you know, well, I guess this is how it's supposed to be. And you know, it's this person and that person, it's the president, it's the white man, it's, you know, the job, it's my boss, it's all these things, right? Where that's not the truth. The truth is that we have these unwavering thoughts. And because we have these unwavering thoughts, we don't dream. And because we don't dream, we can't move. And when we don't move, that's how we get stuck. And when we stuck, we tend to pass that on and on and on and on to generations. Because you think about it. Think about your parents or your guardian or whoever it is that raised you. They only taught you everything that they knew, right? They pressed upon you all of their fears, all of their faith, all of their ways of thinking, right? So when you start to think about where you are, you really don't see it as temporary, but it is. But it is. It's temporary because as soon as you start to implant the images in your mind, you can change it, right? Let me read it again. It says, the reason a man has difficulty in throwing off some weakness of character while believing in spirit implicitly and having faith he is going to overcome his limitation is because he has not induced the necessary images in his mind. If he had, he would have overcome his trouble. Thinking of his weakness keeps the images of it before him, right? So, us sitting here thinking about all the things that are negative in our life and what's not happening and where we should be and how we should be is just inducing all of those things in our mind, where we sit up here and we say to ourselves, yo, if I really believe what I believe and I know that I have something in me, then why can't I change the way that I'm thinking? Why can't I change and be more and be better? And then you ask yourself, how the hell can I get out of Egypt so that I can move forward in my life and not think of myself as a slave anymore, not think of myself as a person who is being controlled by someone else, right? That could be your job, that could be your mate, that could be anybody. You know, I told you guys the story where, you know, my ex-husband told me that he didn't really want to split in the house because he was like, I always worry, you know, because I don't even think you'll be able to take care of yourself, you know, because you don't have, you know, at that time I was like struggling in my finances. He was like, you know, you really don't have a lot of money and, you know, you trying to be this entrepreneur person and you don't want to get a job, Gloria. You just don't want to get a job. And so that's the only thing I worry about. I mean, you know, we're going to split, but, you know, I don't want it to be bad for you. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, well, this dude must really not know who I am, right? Because he only telling me his experience though, right? He only telling me what he went through with me, with, the whole ups and down of, being an entrepreneur and all that stuff or whatever. And he was only um uh pressing upon me his fears and his thoughts, right? So I can't really be mad at the situation, but I'm saying in my head, this dude don't know who I am, right? I got all these dreams and things in my head that I'm going to do once I get out of here. And I don't understand why he think that is going to be, something different. But if I would have believed what he said, y'all, if I would have believed what he said, and if I would have never induced the images in my mind and dreamed a little bit more and knew that the place that I was in was temporary, I probably would be stuck, because I probably would have played that tape over and over in my mind, right? But what he didn't understand was that I had a dream for my life, that I knew that there was something more in me, and I had no choice but to bring that out. You get it? And the thing that I want to tell you, and the message that I'm trying to get across to you, is that whatever position you in right now, it could be good, bad, or indifferent. It's only temporary. It can get better or it can get worse, but it is up to you on how it turns out. You get what I'm saying? It is up to you. It is a temporary situation if it's hard. It's a temporary situation if it's easy. It's a temporary situation if everything is going good. Why? Because seasons change, y'all. Seasons change. The world changes. What goes up must come down, but it goes back up, right? And what we need to know and to understand and accept is that when things change, we are prepared where it doesn't affect us like that, where we won't be hit as much, where if it's something that it doesn't go our way, we'll be able to sustain until it goes right back up, right? Where we're just not going to fall flat on our face. I am going to start pressing upon you guys the idea of really becoming financially independent and really understanding the power of financial literacy. Let me tell you why. One, because we're approaching another year. And then two, the way things are going, y'all, I'm telling you, you have to be prepared for anything. I'm not talking about, oh my God, I got to save my money, like me, save the money. The money is all around in the house. And, just in case the apocalypse come on, I got to, have some cash. I could just run in the closet and go get it, right? And be out. What I'm saying is that when you have that dream for your life, your kids, your grandkids, whoever it is, right? Hey, Rose. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Erica. When you have that dream for your life, you have to be ready to take steps, to take action, to have patience, and to sustain. Okay? You need all those things at one time, right? Because so much stuff is going to start coming after you. But here's the thing, right? Every situation that you get into is temporary. It is up to you. It is up to you of how long you stay there. Do you hear what I'm saying? Look at your life right now and where you are. Look at your life. Look at where you are and ask yourself, am I ready to go? Don't sit up here and say, no, I ain't ready to go yet because I ain't write it down and I don't have enough money and I can't do this and I'm not sure if this is gonna work out and he did this and she said that. No, 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 no. Remember what we know. We know that outside things don't control none of this. It's what we believe. It is the images that we have in our mind. It's what we think we can do and what we can't do. Right? Miss Jackie sent me Joel Osteen's thing. I'm gonna put it up here because it was something that was so great to listen to. She sent me Joel Osteen's video for YouTube that says it's worth the wait, right? Because she know I'll always go back and forth with this whole thing of time. I told you guys that too. And one of the things that he pointed out when I was listening to it, you know, he says, when you in the waiting room, you always think that nothing is happening. You're always thinking that, you need to move faster. You need to, you need to get going. But the waiting room is a temporary holding place to really test your grit. Let me tell you, I was sitting up here and I was like, oh my God, no, this man is not using the metaphors like that. He said the waiting room is where you get to see how much patience you have. The waiting room is where you get to really see who you are, right? Because when everything is still, and when you start to think that nothing is happening, that's when your true self starts to come out. You either get impatient, you start moving around, and then you start making mistakes. And the real manifestation of what you want to and what you're looking for can't come true because you're messing it up. You're messing it up. So where we are in everything in our life is really temporary, right? What we think, what we feel, and what we manifest is all based on how we see our life, right? Gloria, circumstances, I hear what you're saying. And yeah, some of that is true. But I did not ask to be divorced. I did not ask to be in this situation I'm in right now. I did not ask to be fired. I did not ask to be let go. I did not ask for any of these things that I'm in right now. Right? Yes, we do not ask for those things. But what we got to understand is that we live in a world where we are on a journey of life, right? So some things that are out of our control that directly affects us, we always have to be prepared for those things, right? We can't control what the boss is going to do today or tomorrow or next week, right? We can't control how the weather works, if it's going to rain or not, right? The things that we can't control is the things that we don't worry about. The thing that we can control is us. And if we are working on us and we doing what we supposed to do and we are working towards something that we want, when those things come and when those little storms come, we will know how to handle them, right? Because it doesn't get easier the higher you go up the ladder. I was telling a friend this the other day. I'm like, people think that every time, like, if you start to achieve your goals and you start to see yourself, move up the ladder, that things are going to get easier. No, ma'am, it does not. No, man, it does not. The weight gets heavier. The weight gets heavier, especially when you are trying to be your own boss or are your own boss, because you got to be very selfless, right? You got to be very selfless. You take on more responsibility. You take on more problems. But that's the thing about understanding and knowing that where you are is temporary. Because when you are in that holding place, that's where you are tested on how you will be able to solve those problems, because you in that quiet space where nothing is happening. You get what I'm saying? You in that space where nothing is moving, and the only thing that is between you and your goal is your thoughts, right? We don't see all of the stuff that is coming at us. We don't know all the things that come at us. But what we do know is that if we plan accordingly, we know that we can do something and we have faith in what we're doing. Anything that comes our way will allow us to continue to move on because we love it so much. We love it so much. We know this is what we're supposed to do. Hell and high water is not going to stop us. We are only in a temporary situation that we are going to have to figure out how to get out of. You get it? And if it's a good situation, know that that good situation can get better or it can get worse based on your thoughts. Because let me tell you why. When it's a good situation, you get comfortable. And that's a scary place to be. You get comfortable and you believe everything is going to be okay. Oh, I got a raise at my job. It's always going to be there. Oh, I'm making more money now and I'm cool. The money is just going to continue to come in. I can go out and I can buy what I want. I can go buy me a house and a car and everything. I'm doing well. Being comfortable, especially if you are comfortable with somebody else's money, meaning that you are comfortable when someone else is paying you. If they decide not to, what you going to do? What you going to do? I don't understand how a person could be comfortable with something that they don't control. If I can't put my hands on it, I start getting nervous. I told a friend the other day, I said, being a contractor, you get your independence, right? But your clients still own you, right? Because if, well, for me, I'm different. I have I have stuff here, 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 here. Like I have multiple streams of income, right? But if your client goes down or decides not to do any business with you anymore or anything like that, if that is your only thing, then your whole income is out the window. And then what you gonna do? You wasn't getting clients each and every month. You wasn't working hard on making sure your product is good, and putting your name out there, and your testimonials, and showing everything. You was banking on this thing to take you all the way to glory, and it doesn't work that way, because you got comfortable. And when you get comfortable, you get lazy. And when you get lazy, that's when you stop looking and stop paying attention and being aware of the things around you. And then when you hit that spot where you like, well, what the hell happened? Why my income is going down? And why is stuff happening the way it's happening? Because you took your foot off the gas. Because you thought you arrived. Well, it doesn't work that way. The higher you go up, the more weight you carry. Right? The more out front you are, the more of a leader you are. Right? Yes, we get hurt, Erica. We get hurt. We get we get upset. We get frustrated. Man, we sit up here and we pout, we shout, we throw things, all that stuff. But I keep saying this again, and I will say it because I know all of you are one of these people. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. You have to accept that. God gives his hardest battles to his strongest soldiers. You have to accept who you are. You have to accept how great you are. You have to accept that the dream that is inside of you, that he is going to get it out of you regardless of what you think. And if he does not, if you fight him that much, then there's no reason for you to be here. You won't be here long, because you'll be fighting and fighting and fighting, and it's going to take a toll on your body. And it's just like, hey, if that's what you wanted, oh well. It is a burden within itself. Every person in the Bible that you read tells you that, right? But at the same time, you experience so much joy and so much love along the way that the temporary strain and frustration and all that stuff is worth it. It is worth it because of what comes out on the other side. You get what I'm saying? So you have to accept that you are his strongest soldier. There's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing you can do about that. You are here for a purpose, and he's going to get it out of you one way or the other. Right? The moment you accept that is the moment that your thoughts start to change. And once your thoughts start to change, then you will see how that temporary situation you're in changes. Right? But we say, oh no, no. I mean, I can't be one of the soldiers if he, I was molested as a child, and I got this, and my husband beat on me, and I'm divorced, and I'm alone, and I got all this. Yes, ma'am. Because you had to fight somehow, right? You had to go through a battle somehow. All those little small battles strengthen your armor so much, to the point where you got to be reminded to sometimes let your guard down. Ain't that the truth, y'all? Because it's so strong. That wall is like the what's that China wall? The Great Wall of China. That wall be so damn thick and so damn long. Where it's just like, hey, I ain't I ain't say be all like that now. But what I'm telling you is that I was preparing you since birth. And I needed you to go through all these things. I needed you to go through all these things because of where I'm taking you, where you are going. Have you ever noticed? And I noticed this when I was in college. You ever notice when your friends start to talk about all the stuff that they're going through and how they're frustrated and just can't handle their life, and you sit up there and you just be like, "That's it." You upset because you stressing out at your job because your manager yelled at you. You know what I'm saying? Or you those things that you think that other people go through, and you sit up there and you say, "That's it." That's only because you've been battle tested and you already came through that and you already know how to handle those things, right? I had a friend in college, and she probably listening, who would cry and be upset, right? Because she didn't know how to wash her own damn hair. Now I'm gonna say that again. She couldn't wash her own damn hair. Her mother used to wash her hair all the time. So she would cry and everything because she didn't know what to do. Second thing is, they did not know how to pay bills. I mean, golly, it was hard for them to get a job, and they didn't know how to pay bills. I would pay my rent on time. I would have cable in my room, y'all. I would have a TV. I had a VCR at the time. And I was chilling. You know why? Because I was already battle tested. I told y'all I had to buy toilet paper for the house and toiletries when I got my first job at 14. I had to pay my grandmother $20 a month in rent. So I was already in this cycle where it was already embedded in my head. The first thing you do, and that's what she would say, I don't care if you don't pay anything else. The first thing you do is pay your rent. You always have a place to lay your head. Everything else is secondary. You could sit with the lights out. You could sit with the heat off. You could sit with all of that. But you make sure that you have a place to stay. And that's how I was trained. I was trained to survive. So when my husband said what he said, I'm looking at him like, you must not know who I am, because that was my training my whole life. I was battle tested, right? And so when we hear different things, we sit up and say, that's it. Where in actuality, we're trying to get ourselves to the next level and another level and a level beyond that, where our armor is so strong when we get into a situation where our armor is not thick enough and something actually comes through, like a heartache or a heartbreak or a disease or anything like that, we tend to forget all the things that we already came through. We don't induce the wonderful images in our mind about how far we came. We forget the kind of soldiers we were back then. And we lose sight of where we going, and we say, damn, what happened to me? What happened to me? Why am I living this way? Why am I not where I'm supposed to be? Why am I not doing what I'm supposed to do? Because thinking of your weakness, keeps the image of it before you. Because thinking of your weakness keeps the images of it before you. You don't think you look good, it's going to stay that way. If you don't like yourself, it's going to stay that way. If you don't have confidence, it's going to stay that way because you can't see anything else, right? I can't tell you, oh, girl, go be confident, go run out there, right? You got to believe that for yourself. I can't say, oh, girl, you can, you're the best thing since sliced bread. And you're like, yeah, I can't change what's in here. That's for you to do, right? But every situation that you get into, every good, bad, or indifferent, it's just temporary, right? It's temporary. You can get yourself out of it, though. You sure can. By thinking something different, taking different action steps, making decisions, making the hard decisions too. The hard ones that you know that you might fuck up on. That you know that you need, excuse me, did I cuss? I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to cuss this morning. That you know that you're going to go back and forth on, right? That you know you need time to get yourself together. But you can do it because that feeling of uncertainty and going back and forth, all of that is temporary. When you finally make a decision and it's set in stone, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. But you can't deny who you are. You can't deny who you are, right? You can't deny whose you are. You can't deny your goals and why you're here. And you can't deny your purpose. You can't deny that. It's going to come out eventually. As much as you try to hide it, run from it, scared of it, cry about it, frustrated about it, it's still going to do what it's going to do. It's still going to be there. You might as well take the steps. You might as well get out of the temporary holding place. You might as well go ahead and take those steps that you need to get to the next level because it ain't going nowhere. And if you allow it to linger, then you're doing yourself a disservice. You're not living. You're just existing and you're walking around like a zombie. Who wants that? You'll just be sitting there asking yourself and thinking and going around in a circle saying to yourself, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I should have, and I'm too old. And when I was young, I should have done this. And no. Do it now. Right? Who cares what other people think? But I love you. I got to go because I got to go out and promote. I got to go ahead and get excited and ready. Please go ahead and donate on the website. $25 or more, you get a t-shirt. Okay. And you'll be able to have this. It's in pink and black. So they look amazing and I love it. I love this. I love the pink one especially. But please participate in the events. If you live here in Atlanta, come see me on Friday. Put a question mark on the Zumba thing, but I'm gonna make sure that I come. I do my due diligence on that. I probably make that happen, but I'm gonna put the address up. It's on Donald Lee Hollowell for all of you guys who live in Atlanta. It's a cool little spot, and then, like I said, it's for 2 hours. And if you guys want to do something after that, we can. So that's fine with that. But we're gonna have music. We're gonna have food, some balloons, some pictures, shirts, all that stuff, and we're gonna hug on each other. You're gonna see me twerk and dance. Hopefully, you'll come out and dance and do all that wonderful stuff. And we're just gonna have some fun through the whole week, celebrating all of our women who are survivors, who are in treatment, giving them love, pouring out love on them, y'all, and sending them encouraging words, letting them know that we're here for them. Because all of you guys that are on here and all of you guys who come out, I'm telling you, You are the soldiers. They need us. So we're going to be there for them. If you're battling or in treatment or a survivor, and if you can, please come out. We would love to hug on you and talk with you and everything. Okay. So I'll see you guys soon. I got to go and do my other job and then come back and do some more work. And we have an interview tonight too. I got to figure out who though.